This is another exclusive.
You got to work as a team. You want to be involved in this game, you got to be a team player.
How long you been part of teams?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow, I worked for Niger last year for the first time. It was pretty good. Had a pretty good time. I work all kind of places here. Last year was here. I work outside and I walk a few horses with some people. But this year I try to get back into it. Got a nice little horse I claimed last year at the end of the meet. Going good so far, knock on wood. So hope for the best.
Does it get easier as the years go on?
Well, I'm finding this year is not so easy. I mean, what do you mean by easy? This
Well,
game,
I guess mentally it could be tough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So when somebody said this game is easy, it's not. Mentally it can be easy, mentally it can be hard. It all depends on the people.
What's the tough spots about the game? Some of the tough spots.
I couldn't really tell you about some of the tough spots because I grew up in the game. Okay, I grew up from the time I was 9. I was around horses in Jamaica. So for me to say tough spot, I couldn't tell you.
Who are some of the big players when you were coming up?
Like Larry Silveira, Arthur Shaw, those guys. I hang around with those guys when I was a kid, right? Miss Cliggott, I'm from those tables. So those are way back then. Well, I used to do a lot of traveling to myself, right? But I couldn't tell you about shipping. I ship a couple horses then. I mean, it was nice, I mean, people usually help out people those days, so I'm not gonna complain. Now I find it nobody wanna help nobody. Like, look at this barn. This is a team barn. I like it that way, because it's a team sport. You can't just be a one-man sport in this game. It's a team sport, man. If you want to be ahead, you got to be a team player. That's the way I look at it.
And I guess that's the nature of horse racing because
that's the nature of horse racing. That's what I mean. That's the nature of horse racing. You can't be too greedy in this game, and you can't be too. Okay. So
it's a lot of work, though. You guys are always working.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of work. They take a lot of, take a lot of time and a lot of, get off a lot of energy and a lot of time and patience. That's the thing about this game is patience.
What are some of the hours that you get up in the morning?
Oh, my hours, them is I don't have hours, man. I'm up for a day back and I'm home like, My wife already know. When I leave in the morning, I guess I'm from the back school, okay? When I leave in the morning, I don't go back home until night, and it doesn't change. It doesn't change, my friend.
So I guess we can clear the air right here. So if your wife sees this video, she knows that you're working.
Oh yeah, you saved me, but like save me, because like I said, I leave in the morning, and if she want me, she knows. She leave me a note before I leave in the morning. I work with some nice horses. I rub a horse for breeders, Kissing Chris. I rub Danzig. I rub some nice ones, man. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I rub some nice ones.
Oh, wow.
Back in the days, I'm not gonna complain. I really rub some nice ones. I traveled for 20 years with those guys, man. So I'm not gonna say,
So that's a lot of experience, man.
Oh yeah, I've been around the block a couple of times, man.
I mean, like over the years, you've noticed, like working here at Woodbine and just observing, just looking at the culture of the guys working in the backstretch. What's that like? What's it feel like now?
Oh, when I started, don't forget that when I started in '75, it was only just a couple of black guys, right? There was no racial thing, It wasn't so much racial going on, right? It was about, a handful, 4 or 5 of us in those days, right? But now, it's open to everybody now. It's beautiful. Just like when I was traveling. When I was traveling, I love you learn as you go.
So is it safe to say that the more exposure people get people see other people that
Oh,
it gets
I love
easier?
it. I love it. I love learning. Okay, that's my biggest thing. I love what the next guy doing over there, and that's the way this business is. This business is you learn as you go. Even with the vet, they go back to school every year. You know, you learn as you go. You learn different things, traveling, different experience.
So from Jamaica to Canada, any stops in between there?
My last stop, I wanted to go to Dubai, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. I mean, I've been everywhere, you know.
And, you know, down the hall, there was a guy who traveled to Dubai just last year, Randy Thompson. So I mean, for you, it could happen.
That was my last stop. That's my bucket list, you could say. Well, no, when I was growing up, I was Jamaican, everything. I wasn't in the race that much, but all the big races, I said I was gonna do it, and you know, I happened. I come Canada and I did it. I did most of it. So it was really, you know, excited for me those days.
I'll tell you what, you know, in order to want something, to get something, you just got to put it out there.
Oh, you got to put it out there.
You got to put it out there.
You got to put
It's
it
gonna
out there.
happen.
Like all these young guys, I'm telling you, you know, I try to explain it to them. If, you know, my days there, it was harder then. Now it's so easy. You know, everywhere you turn around, there's good horses. You just got to put yourself out there. You know, in my days, you rob one horse until he's 11, 12, and you think he's champion. You know, that was way back then. The horse can't pass go. He's 11, 12, but we all think he's champion. We run him in China than these guys they got now. You know?
It's true. It's true.
So